Taylor Schabusiness, a name that sent shockwaves through Wisconsin and the entire true crime community. On a cold February night in 2022, a young man named Shad Thyrion thought he was just spending time with a woman he trusted. Instead, he ended up the victim of one of the most disturbing murders in recent history. What makes this case even more chilling is that Taylor didn't just kill Shad. She later called someone from jail and admitted, without hesitation, "I cut his head off." This is the unfiltered story of Taylor Schabusiness, the woman whose crime was so brutal that even seasoned detectives were left speechless. On the night of February 21st, 2022, Taylor and Shad were together in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The two were reportedly under the influence of methamphetamine, a drug that fueled what she described as a chaotic and violent encounter. According to investigators, the situation escalated quickly. Taylor admitted she strangled Shad during what started as a sexual act. She claimed she didn't stop even after seeing him turn purple and knowing he couldn't breathe anymore. Instead of panicking or calling for help, she made a choice that would turn a tragic moment into a horror story. After Shad died, Taylor didn't walk away. She dismembered his body. Police later discovered Shad's severed head inside a bucket at his mother's home. Imagine the horror his mother felt when she walked in and found her son's head like that. Investigators also found parts of his body in bags, a van, and other locations around the property. During later interviews, Taylor shockingly admitted that she performed sexual acts on Shad's body after he was already dead. In her own words, she said, "I sucked his DK and cut his head off at the same time." She said it so casually, as if she was describing an everyday event, not one of the most gruesome crimes imaginable. When the case went to trial in July 2023, her defense team tried to argue insanity. They claimed that Taylor was mentally unwell and not responsible for her actions. But the jury didn't buy it. They listened to the details, they heard the evidence, and they decided she knew exactly what she was doing. She was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. By September 2023, the judge sentenced her to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Many thought that would be the end of Taylor Schabusiness, but it wasn't. Even behind bars, Taylor continued to make headlines. In July 2024, she allegedly attacked a prison nurse while being treated at Taycheedah Correctional Institution. According to court documents, the nurse tried to remove a staple from her arm, and Taylor responded by grabbing a tray and swinging a metal table at the staff. Reports say she laughed during the attack. Her violent streak didn't stop there. On April 4, 2025, during a court hearing for the battery charge, Taylor shocked everyone in the courtroom by lunging at her own attorney. Deputies had to tackle and restrain her while the entire room sat in disbelief. After the incident, her attorney withdrew from the case, and the hearing continued over Zoom. Then came the jailhouse call. On July 28, 2025, the public got access to an unfiltered phone call from Taylor. In it, she calmly explained how she killed Shad. She described strangling him, watching his body go limp, then continuing her acts even as he lay lifeless. She talked about using a knife to cut off his head, and she described how she poured blood down the shower drain. At one point, she joked about wanting to make a blow-up doll of Jeffrey Dahmer, laughing as if the entire crime was some kind of twisted game. She admitted she got lazy and forgot the head, showing a disturbing lack of remorse or basic humanity. Taylor Schabusiness is now serving a life sentence with no chance of parole, locked away in Wisconsin. But the world continues to talk about her because of how casually she described her crimes and how violent she remained even after being locked up. Her case raises disturbing questions. Was this pure insanity? Or was it calculated evil hidden behind a smirk and an eerie laugh? For many, the answer doesn't matter, because the horror of what she did speaks for itself. A young man lost his life in the most brutal way possible, and his family will never recover from the trauma. Taylor's words from that jail call will haunt them forever. So now the question is, what does a case like this say about the human mind? Was Taylor Schabusiness truly out of control? Or did she know exactly what she was doing when she decided to strangle, mutilate, and desecrate her victim? The world may never have a clear answer, but one thing is certain. This was not just a murder. This was a nightmare come to life. Please help this channel grow by liking this video and subscribing.